And now back to Focus on Diversity with Troy Shaw.
And welcome back to the program. You know, we had the discussion about insensitive students at university parties. And what I wanted to ask Michael here, as the lawyer here on the panel here today, I mean, can somebody sue? I mean, can you sue the university for something like this?
Well, I mean, anybody could sue anybody for anything. That's part of the problem with our legal system.
Oh, I got a lawyer saying that. That's very interesting, gentlemen, isn't it?
I don't think that a suit is the answer. The problem is that a university or school or any organization like that cannot make enough rules to eliminate stupidity. I mean, these students were stupid, and they didn't. You know, part of the problem I think harkens back to what Robert said, which was we're not teaching values. I mean, when I grew up and when I went to college, I went to a major university. I would have never thought that this was an appropriate thing to do because of the values that my parents taught me. We're not seeing those kind of values taught, I think, in this day and age. That's the problem.
Indeed. Chris, I mean, your comments on this, I mean, this is obviously an issue that's been happening across America, but California, I mean, come on, that's one of the largest states that have the largest Hispanic population in the country.
Heck, I remember when California colleges, the biggest thing they wanted to do was have the naked guy attend their party back when I was going to college. That was good for them. Now they're doing this. When I was in college, we didn't even think of doing something like this. Most we did was a toga party for our fraternity. And if I remember the article correctly, this wasn't even a school-sponsored function. It was a fraternity function, which tends to show, you know, the frat boy type scenario where you get and I'm a fraternity member, so I'll say it, you know, you've got us meatheads who don't think except for that next beer when we're in college. And unfortunately, they did not think. They were being very stupid in regards to it.
Well, gentlemen, we're going to move on. But first, before we go on, we've been getting a lot of comments about this supposed, or should I say, the boxing match that I would like to have with Mark Belling. Now, some people say, well, Troy, you should make it an intellectual boxing match. Actually, I think that's a bit mundane. It's tried, it's been done. We're trying something new and different. Currently, I want to give you the status of where we are. Right now, we're at $2,000 to any charity that Mark Belling wants to choose for a 3-round boxing match. We're making sure that Mark Belling knows about this particular effort that we're trying to do. It's a fight for diversity. Be a lot of good exercise for you, Mark. Please consider it. Gentlemen, let's now move on to the next subject matter. Coming out recently, former NBA star John Amici joined the ranks of the small executive club of openly gay professional male athletes. He is the first NBA player to publicly come out and the 6th professional male athlete for one of the 4 major sports teams. That's basketball, baseball, football, and hockey. Now, this is something that is starting to happen more and more in the community as far as sports are concerned. NBA stars are coming out. Chris, what do you think?
You know, I've got to take exception to that. No, they're not.
They're not.
One in three different sports. They're really not coming out of the closet.
What are they doing? I mean, if they say they're gay, they're saying that's
while they're on a team and while they're in their major sports, they're not going in. It's still very taboo. And unfortunately, that is part of the society where Timmy Hardaway, and I'm sure we'll talk about that later. Timmy Hardaway made comments. I hate gays. I will not have anybody in my locker room that is gay. Get rid of them, trade them. They know that perception is out there. They know that they will not do anything until they retire. Every single person that has come out of the closet that was a major athlete did it after they retired, multiple years after they retired.
It may be taboo to say that you're gay in any context of major sports, but there's another one to say anything against gays. What do you think about that, Mike?
Well, I think that is one of the things that people are roundly criticized for is if you have this position that you're opposed to homosexuality, the homosexual lifestyle, you're a pariah. I think that people can get engaged in an honest debate. The problem is that the debate gets blurred between religious lines, scientific lines, or just simple morality lines. I mean, I think if people are gay, they're welcome to their opinion, their lifestyle. It's where that opinion and lifestyle, they want to legislate that onto the rest of America in terms of new laws, new protections, new classes. I have a huge problem with that. I don't know many formerly gay, there's plenty of people out there that are formerly gay. I have not met anybody that is formerly black. And I have a big problem when you equate homosexuality as the same preference as being black, being Latino, or whatever.
We got to continue this on because I was going to go because we were talking about Tim Hardaway in this as well because he is right on point. There is a problem with the homosexual lifestyle being put onto that there of an ethnicity Robert. And for so long, there are so many gay individuals who want to say being gay is like being black. What do you have to say to that? It's like, what if someone said being gay is like being Hispanic?
Well, I do take exception to that kind of argument. There's just no equality in regards to the kind of oppressions that black people face in the United States to what a white male gay would face in the United States. And so I would take exception to that. But then I don't see the issue of being homophobic as one that should be ignored.
I would agree. I would agree with you.
There is legitimate concerns there. And the human face of this whole thing needs to be put out there as well. There are issues related to the gay community that are very sensitive to the gay community. And one of those issues is hate, people who hate gay people.
Speaking about Tim Hardaway came straight out and said he hates gay people, that he is not going to be around gay people, and he certainly doesn't want them in their locker room. What do you think, Chris? I mean, the guy's nuts. I mean, he said it on the radio. He said it on the national radio. Is he nuts?
He definitely was not thinking with his head, that was for sure in regards to the comments he made. If you want to have that type of hatred, it's like we said a couple of weeks ago in one of the programs, if you want to speak hate and you want to spread hate, that's inside you. Keep that inside you. Don't be preaching at that. What your beliefs are your beliefs. Don't start telling everybody else and how you feel. Now he's become a pariah, not only in the NBA and normal society. You don't need to hate people. You don't need to hate who they are, what they're about. Why can't we just all get along? Okay, well then, because we've got the Timmy Hardaway peoples.
Mike, can't John Amici sue?
Well, I think I'd have to disagree. I think that Tim Hardaway has a right to share his opinion. It's stupid. I don't think that there's going to be a basis for a suit there. But he ought to be able to share his opinion. The problem is that people need to deal with this kind of hate speech by going after his sponsors, going after his endorsements, going after his pocketbook.
Indeed. If you go after his pocketbook, that may change his opinion real quick, at least in the open sense. And when we come back, we'll keep the heat, stay with Focus on Diversity. We'll be right back. Founded in 1905, Badger Meter recently celebrated over 100 years in business. Throughout its history, Badger Meter has been and continues to be a proud employer of a diverse workforce. Badger